Let's visit an old castle where you can feel the history of Japan. Many of the castle towers that existed in the Edo period were demolished in 1873 Meiji 6 by the Meiji government's abolition of castles order, which designated castles as relics of the feudal era. The remaining castle towers were also destroyed in World War II, leaving 13 castle towers at the end of the war. Hirosaki Castle was built by the Tsugaru clan in the early Edo period. It has a characteristic 5-storied castle tower and is also known as a beautiful cherry blossom viewing spot. There are museums and gardens inside the castle, where you can learn about the history and culture of the Tsugaru region. Matsumoto Castle was built by Sanada Nobuyuki, a military commander during the Sengoku period. The current castle tower was rebuilt in 1712 and is known as the oldest wooden castle tower in Japan. Matsumoto Castle has the form of a flat mountain castle, and the harmony with the beautiful scenery of the Alps is attractive. There are historical materials and exhibits inside, and you can learn about the history of the castle and the achievements of Nobuyuki. Maruoka Castle is a castle built by Katsui Shibata, a military commander during the Sengoku period. Many buildings including the castle tower still exist, and it is known as the only castle with a castle tower in Fukui Prefecture. There is a history museum inside the castle, where you can learn about the history of Katsui and the castle. There are also cherry blossom spots and beautiful gardens in the surrounding area. Inuyama Castle is a castle located in Aichi Prefecture, and many of its structures, including the castle tower, have been preserved almost completely. The castle is characterized by its clever placement of defensive structures and its beautiful landscape. You can see the surrounding landscape from the castle tower, and there are exhibits related to history and culture inside the castle. Inuyama Castle is also called Little Kyoto, and you can enjoy traditional townscapes and festivals. Hikun Castle was built by Naomasa Ii in the early Edo period and is known as a castle with the oldest surviving castle tower in Japan. Hikun Castle is characterized by its strategic location and beautiful stone walls. Inside the castle tower, there is a museum that displays weapons and art objects, and you can learn about the history and culture of the castle. In addition, there are gardens and waterways around the castle, so you can enjoy an elegant walk. Himeji Castle is a typical Japanese castle located in Himeji City, Hyogo Prefecture, and is also called White Heron Castle. It was built by Hideyoshi Toyotomi's vassal Kokushi Yorihisa, and after that it passed through various owners to take shape as it is today. Himeji Castle is characterized by solid stone walls and an ingenious defense system, and its white outer walls create a beautiful landscape. Of particular note is the castle tower, which consists of 6 floors, and there are weapons and exhibits inside. In 1993, it was registered as a World Heritage Site, recognizing its historical value and beauty. Himeji Castle is regarded as a model of Japanese castles and attracts visitors. Bichu Matsuyama Castle is a castle from the Warring States period, and many of its structures, including the castle tower, still exist today. There is a museum inside the castle that introduces the history of the castle and the history of Okayama. In addition, there are famous cherry blossom spots and beautiful scenery around the castle. Matsu Castle was built in the Edo period, and the castle tower and other structures remain. There is a museum and a garden inside the castle, where you can learn about the history of the castle and the culture of Shimane. In addition, the area around Matsu Castle is dotted with the Matsu Historical Museum and sightseeing spots. Marugame Castle was built in the Edo period and is one of the best preserved castles in the Shikoku region. The castle tower, stone walls, and gates still exist, and there are museums and exhibition facilities inside the castle. There are also Japanese gardens and tourist attractions around the castle. Matsuyama Castle is an iconic castle in Ehime Prefecture and is known as the largest castle in the Shikoku region. The castle tower was rebuilt, but it faithfully reproduces the style of the time. There are museums and gardens inside the castle where you can learn about the history and culture of the castle. Uwajima Castle is a Japanese water castle located in Uwajima City, Ehime Prefecture, built by the Date family. The castle faces Uwajima Bay and has a strategic location. A distinctive feature is the defensive structure using a moat, which creates a unique atmosphere with the beautiful scenery. Buildings such as stone walls, gates, and turrets have been preserved, and at the same time as having historical value, you can also enjoy the scenery of Uwajima Bay. Currently, it is used as the Uwajima Castle Museum, where you can learn about the history and culture of the castle. Uwajima Castle combines the uniqueness and beauty of Mizuki with its historical charm. Kochi Castle was built by Kazutoyo Yamauchi, a military commander during the Warring States period, and is known as one of the most famous castles in the Shikoku region. The castle tower was rebuilt, but many structures such as stone walls, turrets, and gates still exist, and you can see the majestic appearance of the castle. There is also a historical museum and exhibition room inside Kochi Castle, where you can experience the history and culture of Tosa. Thank you for reading. Please subscribe. I will introduce Japanese culture and sightseeing spots.